everyone, and welcome to Crystal's Crochet Cubbyhole. Today is Tutorial Tuesday. I'm sorry I'm a little late getting this out, but it should be out on Tuesday, so I'll try to do better next week. So today we are going to be doing the double crochet trio stitch, and this is done in multiple. You do a chain, a multiple of 4 plus 1 chain plus beginning chain to start. Okay, and I'll show you in just a minute. We are going to be repeating. It's a 2-row repeat, so if you need a paper or something to put your notes on and a pencil or pen so that you can be ready to keep track of what row you're on, that would be great. You will need a tape measure if you want to measure a certain size. If you need a stitch marker to hold your place or whatever, and it's always good to have one of those handy. A tapestry needle for sewing in the ends. A pair of scissors, and these are the scissors that I got from that VIP cross stitch. So we're going to try them out today, okay? And you need I'm using a 6mm crochet hook. Yeah, right there's the measurement. Let's see. There we go. 6mm crochet hook. And the yarn I'm using is I Love This Cotton. Sorry guys, I'm exhausted, tired, and I've got a crick in my neck and shoulder, so I'm moving a little slow and talking a little slow apparently. And this is I Love This Cotton. You get this at Hobby Lobby. It's 100% cotton. This is the color Cinnamon Cedar. Isn't that beautiful? And that's what I'm going to use to make my washcloth today. And let's see. This is 3 ounces, 153 yards. It calls for a 5.5mm crochet hook, but again, I am using a 6. So let's get going. Get my yarn out and ready to go. Where's the end? Gotta find the end of it. Right here, I think. Yep. Okay. So to start, we're going to do our slip knot. Okay, let me see if I can get in a good position to where maybe I'll stay in the camera. Hope you guys are doing great. We're expecting thunderstorms through 8 o'clock tonight, so hopefully I can get this done before a storm starts. Because then, you know, I don't know if we lose power or whatever. Okay, so we are going to chain. I've decided on chaining 32. That is multiple of 4. So we're going to chain 32. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 31, 32. So there's my chain of 32. And now it says to chain 1. So I'll chain 1 more. And then we want 1 more chain for the beginning chain of the next row. So chain 1 more time and then turn your work. Okay, now on this next row, we're going to put a single crochet in the first, well, it's in the second chain from the hook, because the first chain here is our chain 1 to turn, our beginning chain 1. So second chain from the hook, we're going to do a single crochet. And guys, I am learning this with you. Okay, now then we skip a stitch, so we skip a chain, and in the next chain, we're going to do a half double crochet. Remember, we're skipping a chain. Do a half double crochet. Okay, to do a half double crochet again, just as a reminder, you wrap the yarn around, go in through the stitch, wrap your yarn, pull it through. You have 3 loops on your hook, wrap your yarn and pull it through all 3. That's a half double crochet. So then in that exact same stitch, we're going to do a double crochet. So wrap your yarn, go into that same stitch, wrap your yarn, pull up a loop. You have 3 loops on your hook. Wrap your yarn, pull through 2. Wrap your yarn, pull through the last 2. And that is a double. Then, again, in this very same stitch, we are going to do another half double crochet. So wrap your yarn, go in through that same stitch, pull up a loop. You have 3 loops on your hook. Wrap your yarn, pull through all 3. So in that one chain, we've put a half double crochet, a double crochet, a half double crochet. Okay, next we will skip a chain, and in this next chain we're going to do just a single crochet. Let me tighten that up just a little bit. Hold on. See if my loop gets a little loose there. I want to tighten it up just a hair. I'm going to go in and do a single crochet in the second chain from that cluster that we did. Okay, then we skip another chain, and in the chain after that we are going to repeat what we just done earlier. We're going to do a half double crochet. Whoops, I'm getting all tangled up here. Hold on. Okay, we're going to do skipping one chain. In the next chain we're going to do a half double crochet. There we go. Then a double crochet in the same stitch, and another half double in the same stitch. So in those little clusters that we're making, we're doing a half double, a double, a half double. And then we're going to skip a stitch and then do a single crochet. Now that's the repeat for this row, and we're going to do that all the way across, and I'll do it with you. Let me get me some more yarn. Okay, skip a chain. We've just done a single crochet, so we're going to skip a chain and we're going to do a half double in the next chain over, then a double into that same chain, and another half double in that same chain. Oh, half double. I've got to go all the way through all 3. There we go. Then we're going to skip a chain and then do a single crochet in the second chain. Okay. Now we're going to skip a chain. I'm trying to make sure you can see this good. We're going to skip the next chain, and in that next one after that, we're going to do a half double, a double into the same chain, and another half double into the same chain. Then skip one and then do a single into the next. So let's continue. We just done a single, so we're going to skip one. We're going to do a half double into the next, and then a double into the same space, and then another half double into that same space. Okay. Then we're going to skip a chain and do a single into the next. Okay. And then we're going to skip a chain and do a half double, a double in the same chain, and another half double into that same chain. Skip a chain and do a single. Okay. Now if I've done this correctly and did the row count like I was supposed to and the correct multiples and everything, when we get to the end, I should end on a single crochet in the last chain. So we just did a single crochet, so we're going to skip a chain, do a half double, a double in the same loop, same chain, and another half double in the same chain. I know it looks like it's stretching a little bit, but that'll work itself out once you start doing all your other stitches, and when it gets washed too, it should tighten up a little bit. Okay, now we're going to skip one and do a single crochet. We're going to skip one and do a half double, a double in the same place, and another half double in the same chain. Then we're going to skip one and then do a single in our very last chain. Okay, now let's see what we got going on here. There's what it's looking like so far. That's pretty. I like that. I really like that stitch. Let's see how it looks as we go along. Okay, on our, hold on just a second. Okay, now we just finished our last chain, so we're going to finished our last single crochet in the last chain of that row. So now we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3, and turn our work. Get me some more yarn. And in that single crochet right there, the last one we did from the row before, we're going to do a half double, okay? Half double crochet into that chain. Okay, now we're going to go over and into the cluster that we did from before. We did okay, let's look at it this way. The next 3 stitches we did a half double, a double, and a half double. So in that double, so the second stitch over, we are going to do a single crochet into the top of that stitch. A single crochet. Okay? Yep. Now we are going to find our single crochet, which you can see it right there, because here's our little cluster that we did. We just did that and this is one way to tell too. Look here. We did a single in our double crochet from the row before. So then we know that this next chain right here, this next space, is our half double. So the next one over is our single. In that single crochet, we are going to do what we did before and do our clusters. We're going to do a half double crochet, a double crochet, and another half double crochet all into that single crochet stitch. And as you go along, it should get a little bit easier. Now this row and the next one are our repeat rows, so hopefully it'll be easier for you and once you get going. So now we need to find our next double crochet, which is, there's our little cluster. So we got there's a half double, our double, and our another half double. So in this middle stitch right here, we're going to do a single crochet. That's the top of our double from the row before. Can't even talk. Okay. And then we're going to repeat this till the end, and at the end we'll do a little bit different because we want it to match this the beginning side. So right now we're going to go, we just did a single crochet in the top of the double. Now we're going to find our single crochet space, which would be 2 spaces over. And in that space we're going to do our little cluster of half double crochet, a double crochet, and another half double crochet. Okay. Now I need to find my top of my double, which will be 2 stitches over. If you look from the top, let's see if I can get up here. That's my half double next, and this is my double from before. So in that double, I'm going to do a single crochet, and you're going through both loops when you do those. So I'll do a single crochet, then I'm going to jump two chains over, because this next chain we know is our half double. So the next one is our single. So we're going to go into that and do our cluster. Half double crochet, double crochet, half double crochet, all in the same stitch. Okay, and then we're going to go and find our double again. So there's our half double, then the second one over is our double, so we're going to do a single crochet in that stitch. And it's easy. If you just count your stitches like this, that might make it easier for you. So 2 stitches over is our single, because after our double is another half double. So then that next one is our single. In the single crochet, we're going to do a half double, a double, and another half double, all in the same stitch. Okay, then we'll look at our chains from the top. Second chain over is our double, so we're going to do a single in the top of it. And I hope that you're understanding this. If you have any problems, just message me. You can comment in the comment section. You can email me, whatever you need to do. Okay, we just finished a single in our double. So now we're going to go 2 chains over, and that's our single, and we're going to put our double, half double, double, half double cluster in there. So we're doing a half double, then a double, and then a half double, all in that same single crochet stitch. Okay, I love working with this. I love this cotton. It is just so soft and fun to work with. So now we're going to look. 2 stitches over will be our double from the row before, and we're going to do a single crochet in that stitch. Okay, now we're going to go 2 stitches over, and then that is our single from below, and we're going to do our cluster of half double, double, half double. Okay, and then we're going to go 2 stitches over and do a single crochet in the top of that double crochet from the row before. Okay, single crochet. Then 2 stitches over is our single from the row before, and we're going to do our clusters. We're going to do our cluster of a half double, oops, lost my yarn, half double, a double, and a half double. Okay, then we're going to go 2 stitches over, and that's our double crochet from before, so we're going to do a single crochet in that stitch. Okay, now we're here near the end, and we have, looks like 2 stitches left. So in this very last stitch, which would have been a single, in the very last stitch we are going to do a half double crochet. See if I can get that in there, get a hold of it. A half double crochet and a double crochet in that last stitch. Okay, now we are going to chain 1 and start row 3. So here's what we've got so far. And let me measure this just to see how much, what measurement's coming out on this. I'm just a little curious. Oh, good, it is right at 10 inches. So that's nice. I think the 10 inches or whatever size washcloth you want to do is perfect, because I know some of the ones we've made, I've made a little smaller, and I think there's been at least one that was even a little bit bigger. So, but okay, we're getting ready to start row 3, which is the last repeat row, and then I'm going to start marking on my paper so I can keep track of which one I'm on. Okay, oops, didn't mean to jar you. Okay, on this row, we've chained 1 and turned our work. We're going to do a single crochet in the top of that double crochet from the row before. Okay, now we're going to jump over to our single from the row before, and it's right there. You can see it. See, right there's our single. And in that stitch, we are going to do one of our clusters of half double, double, half double. So we're going to do half double, double crochet, half double crochet. Now we're going to find our double crochet from the row before, and there's our little cluster stitch. So it'll be second chain over will be our double crochet from below, and we're going to do a single crochet in that one. So we did chain 1, and then we did a single crochet in the top of the double crochet, and then we jumped over to our single crochet and did one of our clusters of half double, double, half double. Then we've jumped over now and done a single crochet in the top of the double crochet from below. Now we're going to find our single crochet from the row below, which is right here, and it'll be 2 stitches over, if that helps. And we're going to do a cluster, the three stitches, half double crochet, double crochet, half double crochet into the same stitch. Okay. Now we are going to go over and find our double crochet from before, which is 2 chains over, and in that second chain, which is the top of the double from the row before, we're going to do a single crochet. Okay, and then we're going to repeat this all the way across. We find the single crochet, which is 2 chains over, 1, 2, and we're going to do our cluster of half a double crochet, a double crochet, and a half double crochet into the same stitch. Okay, now we find our double crochet from the row before, which is the second chain over, and do a single crochet. So what we're basically doing is doing a single crochet in the top of our doubles, and then doing a cluster of half double, double, half double into each single from the row before. So we've just done a single. So now we're going to find our next single stitch from below, which is 2 stitches over. So you go 2 stitches over, 1, 2, and in that stitch we're going to do our half double, double, half double. Okay. And then we go 2 stitches over, and we're going to do a single crochet in the top of that double crochet from before. Okay. Then we're going 2 stitches over, and we're going to do our cluster again. Half double, a double, half double. And then we go 2 stitches over, 1, 2, and do a single in the top of the double from before. Okay. Hold on, I'm going to get something to drink. Okay, we are repeating rows 2 and 3 is what the row repeats of this. And this is our row 3, so this is the last of the repeat, and then we'll start repeating rows 2 and 3 to finish our washcloth. So we just did a single. So I'm going to jump over 2 stitches and do a cluster into the top of that single crochet from before. Half double, a double, half double into the same stitch. Okay. This yarn is beautiful. I need to go buy me some more. Okay. Then we go over 2 chains, and in that second chain we're going to do a single crochet into the top of the double crochet from the row before. And then we're going to skip over to the second one and do our cluster. A half double, a double, and a half double. And then we're going to jump over 2 chains and do a single in the top of that. double from before. Now this row we will end with a single crochet. So we've got one more single right there. So this next single, jump 2 over, and we're going to do one last cluster in this row. So half double, a double, and a half double. Then we're going to jump over, and it's wanting to curl over on the side, so you got to just kind of look sideways. The second stitch over is our last stitch, and we want to put a single crochet into that stitch. Which is the top of your chain 3. Let me look. So there you go. 1, 2, yeah, top of your chain 3. From the row before. Okay, there's the half double from the row before. So this chain right here, so it's 2 chains over, is the top of your chain 3, and you do a single crochet. Just verifying that. I wanted to pause it and verify that. Make sure I had that in the right place. And do a single crochet. Okay, now we are going to start our repeat rows, which is rows 2 and 3. So I'm going to write down row 2 because that's what I'm doing next, so I know where I'm at. And on row 2, we start with a chain of 3. 1, 2, 3, and turn your work. Here's what we've got going on so far. Isn't that beautiful? I like this stitch. I really do. And I'll do the repeat rows with you one more time, and then I will let you continue on, and then I'll meet you back near the end of the last 2 rows or whatever. So we've chained 3 and turned our work. So now into this first single crochet, there's your chain 3, 1, 2, 3. So let me see if I'm 1, 2, 3. That's your chain of 3. So then this next, so the 4th chain from the hook is your first single crochet from the, or is your, yeah, your single crochet from the row before, and you want to do a half double into that chain. So 4th chain from the hook, you do a half double crochet. It's a little hard to hold on to sometimes. Okay. Now we're going to start the first round of the repeat rows. Now we're going to go 2 over and do a single crochet. And then we're going to go 2 stitches over and do our cluster stitches. Our cluster of stitches. A half double, a double, and another half double. Okay, then we go 2 stitches over and do a single right there in that one. Okay, now we're going to go 2 over 2, and in that second one we're going to do our cluster, which is a half double. You wrap your yarn around your hook, go in through that stitch, wrap your yarn and pull through, pull up a loop, wrap your yarn, pull through all 3 loops, and that is a half double crochet. Now we're going to do a double. Wrap your yarn, go in, pull up a loop, pull your yarn through 2 loops, pull through 2 loops. And that is a double. Now we're going to do another half double. Wrap your yarn, go in, pull up a loop, wrap your yarn, and pull through all 3 loops. So that's a half double. So now we're going to go over 2 loops, or 2 stitches, and do a single. We're going to go over 2 stitches and do our cluster. Half double, double, half double. go over 2 stitches and do a single. Okay, go over 2 stitches, see, 1, 2, and do your cluster stitches of a half double, a double, a half double. Go over 2 and do a single. Okay. Then go over 2 and do the cluster of 3 stitches, half double, a double, a half double. So our cluster stitch is a half double, a double, a half double into the same stitch. So now we are going to turn our work and look, and we're going to go over 2 stitches, 1, 2, and do a single crochet into that stitch. Go over 2 stitches and make sure you don't count the one where you just went through. Okay, so go over 2 stitches and you're going to do one of the cluster stitches. Half double, double, half double. Okay, now we're going to go over 2 stitches and do a single crochet into that stitch. Go over 2 and into that second one we're going to do our cluster. A half double, double, half double. Now we're going to go over 2 stitches, and look, that's the end. Let's see. Oh, go over 2 stitches. And see, you got to watch. You don't want that stitch to be hidden. You got to go over 2 stitches and do a single. And then we're going to go over 2 stitches, and then in this last stitch we want it to match our other side. So in this last stitch we're going to do a half double crochet and a double crochet. Okay, and that's the end of the second row repeat. So that was row 4 of what we've been doing. But it's we're doing repeating rows 2 and 3. So that was a repeat of row 2. And now we're going to chain 1 and turn our work. And we're going to do the repeat row of row 3 repeat, which is the last of our repeat rows. So you're repeating rows 2 and 3 each time. So this time we've chained 1 and turned. And into this very first, the second chain from the hook, the very first stitch of that row, we are going to do a single crochet. Okay? Then we're going to go over 2 stitches, and we're going to do a cluster. A half double, a double, a half double. Okay, then we're going to go over 2 stitches and do a single. 2 stitches over and do our cluster. Two stitches over, and see, sometimes you have to look down at the top of it to make sure you're in the right place. 2 stitches over, we're going to do a single. 2 stitches over again, 1, 2, and into that second stitch over we're going to do our cluster. Oops. Two stitches over and do a single. 2 stitches over and do a cluster. a half double, a double, and a half double, all in the same stitch. 2 stitches over, do a single, 2 stitches over, we're going to do our cluster. Okay, 2 stitches over, we do a single. 2 stitches over, we do a cluster. Two stitches over, we do a single. 2 stitches over, we do our cluster. Half double, double, half double, all in the same stitch. Wait. 2 stitches over, we do a single. 2 stitches over, we do a cluster. 1 half double, oops, a double, a half double, then 2 stitches over, and see it's wanting to turn sideways, so you got to watch. 2 stitches over, 1, 2, and we are going to do a single. So that might be a little hard to get a hold of there, but if you make sure you're going into the very last stitch like that, so that you get you stay square, you don't get off kilter. And we done a single in this last one. Okay, that's the end of our repeat rows. Now we're going to start our repeat again, starting with row 2, which is chain 3. 1, 2, 3, and turn our work. Now I'll just continue that. If you have to rewind and repeat, the chain 3 starts the first of the repeat rows, and so you'll go 2 rows, which is row 2 and 3, and you repeat those over and over again until you get your washcloth the width that you wanted. Okay, width and length, whatever, you know. So I'm going to pause the video, and I'll meet you back when I'm right at the end, and we'll do a couple more rows together near the end. Okay guys, I'm coming up on my last row of repeats. So here's what I've got so far. Isn't that beautiful? Let's see if I can go back a little bit. See, that's just so pretty. Okay. So I've got to do one more repeat round, 2 more rows. And so I'm doing the repeat one more time. So I have chained 3 and turned my work. And now I'm going to do a half double crochet in that 4th chain down, which is the first stitch of this row. Do a half double crochet. Then I'm going to go over 2 stitches and do a single crochet. And go over 2 stitches and do my cluster. Half double crochet, a double crochet, and another half double crochet into the same stitch. Then go over 2 stitches and do my single. You got to watch, sometimes those stitches want to hide up under that cluster, and you got to make sure that you're on the correct stitch. So now I'm going to go over 2 stitches and do my cluster again. Half double crochet, double crochet, half double crochet. Go over 2 stitches and do my single crochet. Go over 2 stitches and do the cluster. A half double crochet, a double crochet, and a half double crochet. Over 2 stitches and do a single. over 2 stitches, and do a cluster again. Half double, double, half double. Go over 2 stitches and do a single. Go over 2 stitches and do another cluster of a half double crochet, double crochet, a half double crochet. Go over 2 stitches and do a single. Over 2 stitches and do a cluster again. Half double crochet and another half double crochet. Go over 2 stitches. See how it's wanting to turn sideways, so you got to look. Make sure you can see 2 stitches over it and do a single. And the ends you need to really watch so that you don't get crooked on your ends. Go over 2 stitches and do a half double, a double, and another half double, all in the same stitch. Then we're going to look and see how that wants to lay sideways. So we're going to go over 2 stitches and do a single. Now in this first row of our repeat, we are going to end. I just did a single, so we've got 2 stitches left. In the very last stitch, which is 2 stitches over, like we've been doing, I'm going to do a half double crochet and a double crochet. And then I'm going to chain 1 and turn my work. Now this is going to be our last row of our repeat round. And then it'll be also the last row of my washcloth, and I'll be done. So we've chained 1 and turned, so we're going to do a single crochet in the second chain from the hook, which is the first chain in this row. Single crochet. Then we're going to jump over 2 stitches and do a cluster. And I am really liking this stitch. It is beautiful the way it looks. So I'm going to have to make something else out of it. Maybe a blanket or a scarf or something. It's just really nice. Okay, go over 2 and do a single. Go over 2 stitches and do our cluster. And our cluster consists of a half double, a double, and a half double, all in the same stitch. Go over 2 stitches and do a single. Go over 2 stitches and do another cluster. Go over 2 and do a single. Over 2 and do a cluster. So it's a pretty easy pattern to follow. You just make sure you're doing the correct beginning and end of each of the rows on your repeat rows, and you'll be good to go. My nose is itching really bad right now. I don't know, maybe I stirred up some dust or something. Okay, we just finished a cluster, so we're going to go over 2 and do a single. Go over 2 and do another cluster. Go over 2 and do a single. Go over 2 and do a cluster. Go over 2 and do a single. Go over 2 and do a cluster. Go over 2 and do a single, and see you got a little watch because that one's tied up under there. Hold on just a second. Sorry guys, I hope you can see and hope it didn't get too dim on you. My phone the battery was dying and I had to plug it up. Now let's see if I can get this finished before it dies completely on me. I just did a single, then I'm going to go over and do a cluster. And see, on my end I noticed my screen getting dim. So I hope that it didn't interfere with what I'm filming or recording. And then I'm going to end on I'm going to go 2 stitches over, and you got to kind of turn it sideways and look. 1, 2. And in that last stitch, we're going to do a single crochet. Let's see. Sometimes it helps. Take your hook and kind of pull it up. Let's see. There we go. That last stitch sometimes can be a doozy to get a hold of. There we go. So do a single. Then I'm going to chain 1. I'm going to cut my yarn, leaving plenty of yarn to weave in the ends. Oh, and those scissors cut really nice. And pull through and kind of tug it to tighten it up. And here is what our washcloth looks like. Let me see. All I have to do is sew in my ends. But let me put back up and show you the finished product. Let me get this out of the way. See? That's beautiful. And see, it just squares it up if you straighten it out just a little bit. So all I have to do is sew in my ends. And there we have it. We've done the double crochet trio stitch is what that's called. Beautiful yarn. That is a beautiful stitch. I really, really like it, and I definitely think I will do a blanket out of that. It's just so nice and everything. Let's see. Beautiful. So, guys, that is it for now. We have done our washcloth for today. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you didn't have any issues with it. Any questions or concerns or issues that you do happen to have, just, put it in either the description box or email me, okay? I love you guys. I appreciate you very much. And we will talk to you later in Crystal's Crochet Cubbyhole. Bye for now.